Hey guys, it's Antiquated Ideas. Just enjoying my ride home during this nice rainy weather. And I figured, well, you know what better time to talk about my opinion on traffic. And so I feel like one of the most dangerous things here is when people decide that they're going to hog the left lane. Right now, I'm sure you've been on the highway, you see those people that fly past you in the left lane, but I guarantee you, what pisses you off more is people that sit in the left lane and go fucking 10 miles under the speed limit. So hold on here, I gotta turn on the wipers. But honestly, that's one of the most dangerous things that you can do when you're driving on the highway, is not move over. So in countries like Germany, and Germany's famous for the Autobahn, where in some sections there are no speed limits, and they're very strict about their rules, and the rules there are actually very similar to here in the US, where if you're going faster than another car, you use the left lane to pass. You're not allowed to sit in the left lane, though. That's illegal. Technically, the left lane is only for passing. So it creates this problem, especially because if you're going faster than another car, you don't want to fly up on them and then have this person be going way under the speed limit. You don't want them to you don't want them to be going way slower than you are, and then you have to slam on your brakes because that can upset the balance of the car. And I mean, you've seen those videos, I'm sure, where people spin out on the highway, and it's because of stupid shit like that. So that's just one example. But another example is if you go to pass these people, a lot of people aren't going to expect you to pass on the right, but essentially you're forced to pass on the right because some jackass is going to sit there in the left-hand lane and think that they own it. Now, another part of that is, for whatever reason, people's massive egos decide to get in the way when they're driving. It's like they can't put their ego down, put it away, and realize, okay, well, there are laws when it comes to driving, and it's not just for their safety, it's for everyone else's also. Hold on, I gotta adjust the wipers here. So yeah, I think that's a major problem. And I mean, of course, I get angry when people drive. I get a little bit of road rage, I'll admit it. I mean, I guess who doesn't, right? I mean, some people are calm, but they're just ridiculously calm. To the point where, like, all they're going to do is sit and do the speed limit. Nothing higher, nothing lower. And I mean, technically, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of annoying when you run into those people. But yeah, I really think that's a huge problem, is when people just fucking sit there in the left lane and act like they own it. Number one, I mean, that's how you cause traffic. Like, a lot of the times that you see traffic on the highway, it's not because people are going slow where they should be, it's because they're going slow where they should not be. See, the purpose of that left-hand lane is to allow someone to pass you, like that car just passed me up there. When there's nobody around like this, I have no reason to sit in the left lane or even the middle lane. I can sit over here on the far right in the slow lane and do whatever I want because there's fucking nobody. I mean, it's not causing a problem. I'm not going to really need to pass anyone. I can see that truck way ahead of me that I need to pass, but that's beside the point. I mean, I have ample time to move over. Look, I mean, I can move over right now. Look at that, right into the middle lane, and it's not going to cause a problem. Whereas if somebody were sitting here, if I needed to pass them, pass that truck up there, somebody's sitting here, and this is the passing lane, it's going to create an issue. So I really see that as a major problem. I think it's something that everyone should consider when they're driving. And I've heard this stupid argument before that, oh, well, I'm going 5 or 10 over the speed limit in the left-hand lane, so if anybody's in a hurry, they should be able to pass me. Well, no, that's not really how it works. You have to understand, again, that those laws are there for your safety. So you're not going to just force somebody to move over in an unsafe way. I mean, that's why, again, I have ample room to pass here. So, I check my mirror, I merge, and look at that. Now, I can see that I'm going slightly faster than them. So, I anticipate that I'm going to need to move, and I do it. It's not, I sit here and ride their ass, or it's not I fly up behind them and then pass them at the last second. And another thing that people don't understand is pedal control, it seems like, and especially hand placement on the wheel. So, I mean, if you see here, right, obviously I'm holding the phone, which you shouldn't do, but I'm holding here, right here. That's where your hand should be. I believe it's like 9 and 3 or something like that. That's what gives you the most control over the car. That's what's going to allow you to best and most efficiently pilot the vehicle in the most efficient and safe manner. I mean, there's a reason why, if you go to a driving school or something, you see people, they hold the wheel like that. Every race car driver is going to hold the wheel exactly the same. They're all going to hold it like that. Unless there are very few circumstances, like say you're driving a car without power steering and you need to turn, then some people, they're going to go under here, they're going to hook their hand under there so that they can get the leverage to turn the wheel. But that's not something that you need to do in a car that has power steering. There's really no excuse for you to do it. Now, another thing is feeding the wheel, which I can't demonstrate to you because I'm driving, but that's basically when you're putting both hands on the steering wheel to turn one way or another. And I feel like that's acceptable in places like parking lots, things like that, but I really don't think it's acceptable when you're going around a corner. Because right here, my hand right here, I have enough range that I can turn the steering wheel with more than enough room left over so that I can get around pretty much any corner. So that's just invalidating how idiots drive. Another one is the big muscle man drive like that. Well, no, that's also really dangerous because a lot of times you're putting pressure on the steering wheel that you're not even going to realize that you're doing. So if you have to react quickly, number one, your hand's out of place. You're not going to be able to move the car. And number two is you're putting that pressure on it in a way that you don't want to be. So maybe your hand slips, or something, you misplace the wheel, so to speak. So that's just some gripes that I have while I'm driving. Other than that, I mean, it's a nice day out right now. It's kind of rainy. There's not a lot of traffic. There was earlier, but it's not too bad now up by where I live, and you can enjoy the nice scenery also. So that's just some things I want to talk about. I'm sure I'll probably make another video. I have a GoPro somewhere, and I'll have to do a driving video. Maybe I can do one of those instructional videos on how to drive stick shift. So as you can see here, my car's a little bit dirty, but I do drive a stick. In fact, I've never owned an automatic car in my life, so I'm kind of proud of that one. But yeah, so I think I know a thing or two about driving, as well as my father was a professional rally driver, and so he's had quite a bit of experience driving, and I learned from him, kind of just picked it up also. So those are a few things about safe driving that I want to talk about. I honestly believe that sticking in the left-hand lane is dangerous, and also going slower, I think, is a lot more dangerous than going faster. But that's a topic for another day. So anyway, if you like the video, let me know. I mean, leave a comment, whatever, do all that. See ya.